Are we hearing me? Okay, I'm hearing me. That's good. Got it. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is good to see you. It's good to be back, multi-access style. We had a lovely July Shabbat where we were. At that time, it was Shabbat where you are, but now it was where we were. And it's good to be back with our in-person community, with our Zoommunity, with those who are joining us live stream. So we are going to get started. But before we do, let's take a moment to feel settled in this moment in time. If you want to plant your feet on the ground and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We are grateful to be in this moment together. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da. We are about to welcome Shabbat by lighting the Shabbat candles. I'm wondering if there's anybody on Zoom who would be interested in reading this intention for us.
Yes, I'd like to read it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Joel.
We are holiness, we are blessed, we are filled and sustained by gifts imparted and ingrained. On Shabbat, we rest with intention. We breathe in the divine spirit and release the tumult of the week gone by. We take a few moments to simply be present. We rediscover our connection to our Creator. In that quiet moment of truth so profound, alone with our source, we see our own reflections and find that we have also found ourselves.
Thank you. So we are going to light the Shabbat candles on page 120. And for those who are on Zoom, if you have not yet lit your Shabbat candles, I hope that you will light them alongside us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We are on page 131 with the words Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. We are on page 138 with the words Lecha Dodi. Let us go or come actually, let us come and greet the Shabbat bride. Lecha Dodi, Likat Kala, B'nei Shabbat. Shabbat tekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Yishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'litehila Lecha Dodi Shabbat tekabela Lecha Dodi Likat Kala Shabbat nekabela. Please rise in all the ways you're able. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uv'tohala Tochemune am segula boi chala lechadodi likatala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likatala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. We are on page 146 with the words of Baruch Hu. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai. Please be seated. We're on page 148, and we think of the transitions in our lives. Transition from day into night, from weekday to Shabbat, from full summer to preparing for the new year, summer. And we bless those transitions. We're in the middle of the page. Borei yom v'layla, kolel or mipnei choshech, kolel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Fall into dark page 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha. Veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. It's my pleasure to invite Jen to share a reading with us at this microphone.
Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Amen. We are on page 158 with the words of Mi Chamocha. I don't know about you, but for me, this week was a week of naps. I went to work, I came home from temple, and I sat down on the couch and I thought, oh, I'm going to listen to this nice podcast. And within 4 minutes, multiple days this week, it turns out that preparing for the high holidays will do that to a person. Whatever it is that causes us to need that nap, sometimes we can look at it as, oh my gosh, this is causing stress in my life. This must be a bad thing that I'm tired, and it's not even 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it is that you go to bed. But not all things that cause us to feel tired aren't worth it. In fact, some of the things that cause us to be tired are exactly the things that we need to be doing. And then that rest is exactly what we need to be doing afterwards. So I bring into this Shabbat gratitude for the little pieces of Shabbat I got after a good, hard day of work. And I bring into this Shabbat gratitude for the rest that we'll receive this weekend. We are on page 160 with the words of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomrenu b'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. We turn to page 164 for the Tefillah. Please rise in all the ways that you are able. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imachot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayim emunato, Lishenei afar, Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melech, melech memitz umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please take a moment for your own silent prayer and feel free to be seated when your prayer is done. We continue with Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah, which can be found on page 362. It is my pleasure to invite Susan Amro to help out with the Torah and to invite everyone else to please rise. I did that the wrong order. Let's try that again. There we go. Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kema'asecha Malechutecha malechut kol olamim umemshaltecha bechol dor v'ador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed Adonai os le'amo yitain Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom Ki mitzion tetzei Torah Ki mitzion tetzei Torah Udevar Adonai mirushalayim Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz Lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'hamitnaseh lechol lerosh Al shlosha devarim Al shlosha devarim Al shlosha devarim Haolam omed Al shlosha devarim Al shlosha devarim Al shlosha devarim Haolam omed Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Please be seated. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And to do the Torah blessing, it's my pleasure to invite Ted up to share the Torah blessing. Ya'amod Raphael ben Michael le'aliyah.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. We are on page 13:12, reading from Parshat Devarim. Amen. ויהי ב40 שנה, ב12 חודש, באחד לחודש, דיבר משה אל בני ישראל ככל אשר ציווה אדוני אותו עליהם. אחרי הכותו את סיחון מלך האמורי אשר יושב בחשבון, ואת אוג מלך הבשן אשר יושב באשתרות באדרעי. בעבר הירדן בארץ מואב, הואיל משה באר את התורה הזאת לאמור. אדוני אלוהינו דיבר אלינו בחורב לאמור, רב לכם שבט בהר הזה.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chai olam atah b'chochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Thank you. With the Torah still out in our midst, we think of those who are in need of healing, healing of body, healing of soul, healing of spirit. If you or someone you know is in need of healing, if you are joining us on Zoom, please feel free to say their name to someone else in the room with you or to type their name in the chat. And if you are in the room with us, please feel free to share their name aloud as my hand passes over your section. We'll pause a moment as people finish typing in the chat. For all those names that we've said aloud and those that we keep in our hearts, we turn to page 371 for the words of Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the we begin preparing the Torah to return to the ark, it's my pleasure to invite back Susan Amaro. And for everyone to please rise, we are on page 374. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Thank you. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Eitz Chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar deracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elecha v'nashuva, Chadish, Chadish Yameinu, Chadish Yameinu, Kekedem. Thank you. Please be seated. I begin with a poem, Move, by Alicia Susskind Ostriker. Whether it's a turtle who drags herself slowly to the sandlot where she digs, the sandy nest she was born to dig, and lay the leathery eggs in, or whether it's salmon rocketing upstream toward pools that call, bring your eggs here, and nowhere else in the world, whether it is turtle green, ugliness and awkwardness, or the seething grace and gild of silky salmon, we are envious. Our wishes speak out right here, thirsty for a destiny like theirs. An absolutely right choice to end all choices. Is it memory, we ask? Is it a smell they remember? Or just, what is it? Some kind of blueprint that makes them move, hot grain by grain, cold cascade above icy cascade, slipping through water's fingers 100 miles? Inland from the easy shining sea, we also in the company of our tribe, or perhaps alone like the turtle on her wrinkled feet with tapping nails. We are going to travel, we say. Let's be oblivious to it all, save that we travel and we say When we reach to this place, we'll know. We are entering the right spot, somehow, like a breath, entering a singer's chest that shapes itself for the song that is to follow. This week's Torah portion, Parshat Devarim, the first Torah portion in the book of Deuteronomy, begins with what will become one of 5 major speeches that Moses leaves behind to the Jewish people. After 40 years of wandering in the desert after Sinai, or Chorev, as it is called in much of Deuteronomy, the Israelites have made it to the edge of their destination. They sit across the Jordan River from Eretz Canaan. Am Yisrael, the people of Israel, is about to start this new chapter. But before they do so, Moses wants to make sure that he sets them up for success. He sets out to tell them what they need to hear. And in doing so, he tells them a bit of what he needs to say as well. To know how to move forward, they have to remember their past. And so he starts with a sentence that God spoke at Sinai. Rav lechem shevet behar hazeh. You've stayed long enough at this mountain. Our God spoke to us at Horeb, at Sinai, and told us, you've stayed long enough at this mountain. It's time to start out toward the land that I promised your ancestors. We must remember that the people standing on the edge of the Jordan River are not the people who left Egypt. The generation who left Egypt all passed away in the desert on the way to the promised land. The people hearing this message have only known wandering. The experience of wandering has been one of crisis and uncertainty, filled with concern for survival. Necessity is not always easily seen. The experience of wandering has been one of movement, with a lack of ability to plant roots or to feel settled. The experience of wandering has been one of miracles and unexplainable events, experiencing the giving of the 10 Commandments, surviving brutal attacks that could have decimated, receiving manna from the sky, getting water from Miriam's wells, and then from rocks. The experience of wandering was one of one loss of identity to gain a new one, loss of familiarity for the unknown, loss of those who died by the hand of Amalek's unfair attack, loss of Aaron's sons, Nadav and Avihu, who God smote for creating a foreign fire, loss of the older generation who died in the desert. The experience of wandering has been one of preparing for a promised land despite lack of proof that they were anywhere closer to it. It takes a stubborn sense of hope to use precious materials in the middle of the desert to build a portable mishkan or tabernacle and a portable aron edut, an ark of a covenant, carrying proof of miracles and dedication to God around for whenever it is that they will arrive to this promised land of their ancestors. Now, after all this time where the new normal was filled with uncertainty and loss and fear and grasping on to hope for dear life, Am Yisrael is at the edge of the Jordan River, and they hear the words that God spoke at Sinai that soon enough will apply to them once more. You've stayed here long enough. It's time to start out. They are not yet moving into the land, but Am Yisrael must prepare themselves to enter into this new stage of existence. They may have been wanderers, but soon enough they will dwell in this promised land. They will achieve what they and their parents and their grandparents worked towards. Ironically, it is well known in the world of therapy and psychology that even when one is leaving a difficult stage of life for something that one hoped for and worked towards, this does not mean that the transition is an easy one. What feels familiar was the chaos and the challenge from the stage before. One might wonder whether this is truly where they're supposed to be, whether this is the choice that they're supposed to make. One might wonder if they are feeling what they're supposed to feel at this moment, whatever that means. One might wonder when the other shoe is going to drop, and one might wonder why they are here and others who should have been here with them aren't. In response to this big transition, Moses, knowing that he will not be able to continue on with them in their journey, begins the first of 5 major speeches to say what he believes Am Yisrael needs to hear. God spoke to us at Sinai, saying, "You've dwelled long enough at this mountain. It's time to start out toward the land of your ancestors." Each of us has our own sense of promised land that we've worked toward. Perhaps some of these visions and experiences are shared with others, while others are for us to navigate alone. This Shabbat, let us take time to reflect. When we sit along the edge of the Jordan River, just across from our promised land, as we feel the excitement, but also the uncertainty and the anxiety, what is it that we need to hear? What do we need to hear from others? And what do we need to tell others? Where do we begin the story of our journey? And what warnings should we put out? And what are the blessings and hopes that we share with others around us? Rav Lechem Shevet Bahar Hazeh. You have stayed long enough at this mountain. It's almost time to start out. It may feel unfamiliar, but this is where we are meant to be. Kain Yehirat Zon. May this be God's will. We continue on page 586 with the words of Aleinu. Please rise in all the ways that we are able. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. We take this time to think of those who are no longer on this earth with us, but remain with us in our hearts and in our memories of them and in the ways that we walk on this earth. Please rise as the name of your loved one is called. We remember with tenderness those who are in the period of Shloshim, the 30-day period since burial. Dr. Edward Kahn, remembered by Nancy Weisenfeld. Sharon Hastings, sister of Rick Sachs. And this Shabbat, we remember those whose yahrzeits occurred this past week. Toba Gimple, mother of Miriam Masliak. Agnes Garfield Harris, remembered by Jill Mallison. Sylvia Canner, remembered by Monique Bradley. Leon Lurch, father of Phyllis Wood. Barry Plotkin, remembered by Jill Mallison. Louise Smith, mother of Kenneth Smith. Eileen Titel, mother of Mara Shade. Florence Wilson, mother of Frederick Wilson. We now invite all who are observing their first year of mourning to rise at this time. And we now rise as a community with our mourners as we say the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing, to which we say, amen. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to invite Jeff Shade to share some words of announcement with us.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome back to the multi-access services. With the return to multi-access services, we are in need of volunteers to help with screen sharing, which can be done from the comfort of your home or in the sanctuary. For more information and to volunteer, contact Mara. We all know elections are important, and our efforts can help increase voter turnout. Join TBT Social Action Committee members and the broader TBT community participating in the Every Voice, Every Vote campaign, coordinated by the Religious Action Center of the Union for Reformed Judaism. Contact Susan Schwartz by Friday, August 5, for more details and to participate. Tisha B'Av is the Jewish day of mourning for destruction. Some Jews choose to fast on this day, and some choose to dedicate some time during the day to study the text of Lamentations. Join Rabbi Zoe for an in-person study session this Sunday, August 7th at 11 a.m. Advanced registration is encouraged. TBT is once again co-sponsoring the Fruit Gazpacho booth at the Fremont Festival of the Arts. The festival runs next Saturday and Sunday actually this Saturday and Sunday. August 6th and 7th, support TBT by snacking on fresh fruit while you enjoy the festival. The booth will be in the food area B on Walnut Avenue near Salatai. Join Rabbi Zoe this Wednesday, August 10th at 11:30 a.m. for a lunchtime walk and schmooze. We'll meet at the temple and take an easy-paced walk around the neighborhood. If you'd like, bring a picnic lunch to eat and schmooze some more afterwards. Save these dates. Friday, August 19th for the TBT board's installation during our regular Shabbat services. Sunday, August 21st and Sunday, August 28th, when Torah study will resume at 11 a.m. on Zoom. Paper copies of the J's 2022-2023 resource guide are available to pick up from the office or in the back of the social hall tonight. Thank yous to Tony Monroe for being our AV person, Ronnie Peterson for sharing slides, Susan Amarak and Jack Samatsky for representing the worship committee, the administrative staff for the post-service treats, and to Michelle Eisenbrook for logging our music with J license.
And thanks, Jeff, for sharing those words of announcement. We have some good stuff coming up, so I hope that you will participate in some of it. Not that I'm biased, but Sunday is going to be very interesting. We're going to learn a lot about Tisha B'Av, so please, please stop by, even if you haven't registered yet. I hope to see you there. It will be in person, and it will be engaging. I was going to say fun, but calling a day of mourning fun is probably not the right lingo to use. We continue with blessings, and as we say with our Gan Sameach kids, when we are saying blessings, we are saying, I am thankful! And they get so excited to raise their hand because they're so excited to be thankful for their family and for Shabbat and for their snacks. So we are going to be grateful for family, whatever way that we define it. For those who are not in the same space as someone they'd like to share a blessing with, I encourage you to pause a moment and to bring them into your heart and send this prayer their way. May God bless you and keep you. May God shine God's face upon you and be gracious to you. May God's face turn to you and grant you peace, to which we say, Amen. And now we'll bless the Kiddush on page 123. And for those who are on Zoom, if you want to quickly grab a sweet beverage, you are encouraged to do so. You have approximately 2.5 seconds to go grab it. Page 123. Easily remembered. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta v'otanu kidashta mikol hamim. V'shabbat kodecha be'ahava uvra Tanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. And we'll bless some challah. Look how beautiful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. We are going to conclude this evening with more prayers for peace because the world can always use them. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom to our friends on Zoom and on live stream. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your Shabbat. And for those who are in person with us, we hope that you'll have some grape juice or wine. The light stuff is the grape juice. Make sure you're taking what you intend to take. And I hope that you'll enjoy a wonderful oneg that we have this evening, sponsored by Mara and the Titel family. Shade family. Shade family.
Shabbat shalom, friends.
Shabbat shalom.